If I asked you what had an operating budget of $1 billion a year, operated at 99.99% the speed of light, and operating temperature colder than deep space. One more clue. Everybody on the internet's talking about it right now. Yes, CERN, or the Large Hadron Collider, right? And so I've already done a video on this, and Pastor James did a video on it yesterday, detailing actually probably the most important information that you can get on his video. And that information is, will CERN destroy our world or our universe or every one of us? And the answer is no. We know that it doesn't happen that way because the Bible tells us how it ends. So if you want to know how it ends, stop the video, go take some time and read the book of Revelation that details all of that stuff. Okay. And there is no mention of the Large Hadron Collider in there or, a black hole enveloping the earth or anything like that. However, there is, and I mentioned this before in Revelation chapter 9, there is the doorway that is opened to the pit of hell. And a lot of people think that CERN is going to do that. I'm going to tell you right up front, I just don't really know. Okay. It could happen like that. It could also not. And that's all that I discussed with my first video. But there is a lot of interesting things that are happening at CERN and so much to be talked about. One thing is CERN, the group that is there said, and they're all scientists that work there, they all said basically that it's not their intention to prove that God does not exist. Okay. I have my doubts about that, and I expressed that in my first video. I think that they're absolutely, their premise is all based on science, and most of science these days is based on evolutionary theory. As a matter of fact, what they're really looking at is they want to understand the origins of the Big Bang. Now, the truth is, if you only believe in the theory of evolution, you should have issues with the Big Bang. And actually, I don't think the theory of evolution answers any questions that anybody would have as to the origins of the universe, okay? Because it's really talking about evolution of life. And the universe had to come from somewhere. The laws of thermodynamics and a lot of science basics don't explain at all where the universe came from. Okay, there's got to be an origin there. But I truly believe that the people at CERN are trying to understand the origin of the universe. Okay. They actually answer a lot of questions that people ask them. And I do want to point out before I get into these questions and answers, the fact that I'm here in the undisclosed Calvary Chapel Signal Hill spaceship. That's why my beard looks much grayer, and I'm in this very ethereal, lighted place because we're talking about CERN, and that's very important to have the right effect. So, anyways, enough silliness. All right. I also want to say this. When I'm reading these questions and answers, I want to say that I doubt a lot of these answers. It might be that I'm just always skeptical about things. Maybe I'm cynical about some things, but I have my doubts about these answers. Okay. So anyways, maybe I'll give you their answer and my answer. Okay. This will be fun. Is the Large Hadron Collider dangerous? Their answer is no. My answer is could be. Okay. They use so much power there. It's crazy. Okay. As a matter of fact, 25% of their $1 billion operating budget, 25% of that, or roughly $250 million of their budget, is just for electricity. And if you are using that much electricity to go and to say, oh, this is not dangerous, I think is dishonest. I mean, that's my personal thought. But it's a lot of power. Okay. They've got a lot of power going through that thing, and there's no way it's not dangerous. There's that. I hope somebody from CERN sees this video and laughs at me, and maybe even sends me, an email or something saying, Dale, what's the matter with you? That would be awesome. Okay, so if you're from CERN, feel free. Okay, don't think it's going to hurt my feelings. It won't. And I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, keep going. Okay, is CERN's aim to prove that God does not exist? They say, well, basically, no. They say no. And they say there's all sorts of people in different religions that are at CERN, all kinds of different belief systems represented in the scientists that work there. But I still have my doubts about where CERN is going. I'm just going to put it that way, okay? I think CERN, I'm just going to say this, CERN is the closest thing that we've had to the Tower of Babel since the Tower of Babel. I'm just going to say that, okay? Okay, why does CERN have a statue of Shiva? And they go on to say it's just because it was a gift. Okay, I'm moving on. Here's my answer. Will CERN open the door to another dimension? No. They say it will not. Okay? I have no idea. This is the thing that everybody suspects right now on the internet. CERN will open another dimension, and as a matter of fact, the dimension it's going to open is actually the gates of hell it will release, as in Revelation chapter 9. I have no idea, okay? If you guys think that, okay, let me just back up. I'm going to say this. Revelation 9 is going to happen. One way or the other. CERN or no CERN. It's going to happen. Will CERN be that? I don't know. Okay, why did Stephen Hawking say the Higgs potential, or basically, what did Stephen Hawking say about Higgs potentially destroying the universe? And they give their answer, don't worry about it. And I agree with that. I agree with it because we know that's what they're doing there is not going to destroy the universe. Okay, does the LHC or the Large Hadron Collider, that's CERN, does it affect weather patterns? No, they say. I have no idea, but probably. That's what I'm going to say. Will CERN generate a large black hole? No, they say no. I think no. Okay, was the strange ritual done at CERN real? They say no. I have no idea. And does it trigger earthquakes? No. Of course it doesn't, because it's safe. Everybody knows that. And they just say it happens that when they're operating it, it destroys cities nearby. No, I'm kidding. They don't say that. But they say they don't know what triggers earthquakes. Something along those lines. Now, I have a lot of extra thoughts that they don't answer here. And my thoughts are, what are we doing with the research that they are actually doing there? Because that body represents a lot of scientists from a lot of different places. Okay. And it's very unusual that scientists have come out from all around the world just to do this freelance work. I'm sure they're getting paid. Okay. So it's not freelance, but to do all of this, the very nature of the CERN project is very like governmentally ecumenical, if there's such a thing. All kinds of different scientists are there just lending their smarts in the nature of blessing the human race. But what are we doing with the information? What are they learning there, and where is that going? Because they found the Higgs boson particle. They found what they called the God particle. Now they're in search of dark matter and, antimatter and anti-molecules and all of this stuff. I don't even understand. Okay? But my question is, what's happening with this research? They have so much data there. I read somewhere that it was like 100 petaterabytes or something. And even that I don't understand. I just know it's a lot. It's a huge amount of data storage they have there. It's a huge amount of data they're generating. And where is the research going, and what's it going toward? I don't know. And I don't even know they have plans, and they have asked to spend another $23 billion either to super enhance the current Large Hadron Collider or to actually develop another one. And all of that is, to me, it's kind of nuts. Okay? The amount of money they're pouring into this, it's not just for exploration, in my opinion. Okay? I don't know. But I do know that I have a strong suspicion that governments are learning a lot of things. And honestly, at the point that we're at in society and that kind of technology, I'm a little bit untrusting, okay? Because I think a lot of this data is going to governments for different reasons. Okay, it's getting used for different things. And I'm concerned about that, okay? But despite my concern, what I look at now is basically the failure of the human race to come and to approach these things with this mindset. Psalm 25, verse 4 and 5. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. On you I will wait all day. I think a large portion of the scientific community has completely missed the very reason God hid all of these things deep within his creation. Okay? And this is probably where most scientists are just going to laugh and scoff at me. And that's great. Have a good time. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But I personally believe the reason these particles, and they've already discovered new things as of today. The reason these particles are buried deep within molecules, buried deep within atoms and protons and all that, the reason dark matter was created was not just so that men could figure out things, but that men could actually begin to study these things scientifically. They could study them honestly and actually learn something about God. But right now they're trying to learn things about the universe. Okay? They're missing the point, and the point is God buried these mysteries to reveal himself. Just like it says in Psalm 19, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the earth shows the work of his hands. Everything that we're observing around us, we're observing the work of God. In the large scale of the universe, in the expanse, in the massive reaches that we're still discovering with huge pieces of equipment to look out deep, to the finite, super small details. All of these things are revealing things of God. And actually, these scientists at CERN, they have an opportunity to actually see something in regards to God's nature, and they're missing it. I think that's probably the biggest tragedy of this whole thing. I wish, I hope, I pray that these people really understand what God has done for them, okay? That God has not made the universe out of Lego blocks, out of simple things that snap together, but he has revealed the complexity of the intensity of his mind and his intellect in in places that are not even close to humanly possible to see, in wavelengths that are being released from black holes, in the actions of protons and neutrons, in the way that atoms collide with each other. And all of these things, God has set them up so that man could study them and could actually see a little glimpse of the might and the power of God. And if men would just simply, before they set off on their big intellectual endeavor, before they did all of this work and spent all of this money, if they would simply put their knee to the ground before the Almighty God and say, God, show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. I even think these words, these very words right here, are loaded with clues that many miss or disregard just because they don't pay attention. Okay? If these men and these women would take the time to humble themselves in that way, the things that they're observing and the things that they're pursuing there would actually have a much more significant outcome. Sure, there would be discoveries. Sure, they would find out all of these things, but they would also actually draw near to the Lord. And this information would have an effect on the eternal outcome of men's lives. And I'm telling you right now, I think what they're doing there is probably like, I would have to study my whole life to get to the point where some of these scientists are. And I wouldn't get there, okay? I have the ability to understand some things, but I don't think I'm there. I'm not on that level of these brilliant people, okay? But at the same time, I understand value and I understand what's important. And why I say this is because I understand that your work, even if it's immortalized amongst men, it's only going to last for so long. Okay? Yes, the human race, they will applaud you, but where is the pursuit of this information going to go? Will it actually have an effect on 1 minute of eternity? And I'm sad to say this, but the answer is no. Because in order for that to happen, it has to be associated with the gospel. So for the scientists out there, they're saying, "Oh, Dale, come on, man. You just turned into a country preacher or whatever." I'm okay with that. But I understand it. Okay? I understand what's important in this world. I already pursued that false god, and he failed me bad. Okay? I understand that what is important right now is the gospel, the good news, because that eternal destination is the most important thing that we can pursue. Now, I want to say one other thing. I want to say this to all of you people, and a lot of you are Christians or conspiracy theorists or all of those. Well, in my opinion, there's a group of people that are Christians and conspiracy theorists that have all sorts of crazy ideas about CERN. It's a trippy thing. I'm not going to deny it. It's trippy. There's a lot of unknowns still, even with questions and answers and all of that. There's a lot there that it makes you scratch your head and think, this is really interesting. But understand, we put our faith in the Lord because he is, just as it says here in Psalm 25, "For you are the God of my salvation." The Lord is the only one that's able to truly save a person. He's the only one that is able to be salvation. Okay? So, I just want to speak a word to all of you that are seeing this, that are really convinced that crazy things are about to happen. Yeah, could be. It could be. But we already know the answer to the most insane things happening. Our salvation is found in the Lord. And so, like the Apostle Paul, we need to rest our hope fully on the grace that is going to be revealed to us in Jesus Christ. Put our hope where it is safe. Put our faith where it's safe. That's the Lord. And for you CERN scientists out there, please consider what I said. For all of you scientists, whatever road you're going down, think about what I said, okay? Please take the time to do that. And for everybody else that's watching this that's not a Christian and not a scientist, today is the day of salvation. Please consider carefully the end of the road that you're walking and get off of that road and start walking with the Lord. Amen. Okay, may God richly bless you. I hope you have a great day. And I'm so thankful you took the time to watch this video. I know it's a long one. I hope it was not just entertaining, but I hope it was encouraging, and I hope it actually ministered to you somehow. So if that's the case, leave a comment, and please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Those things are important to the AI thing out there, and it's important to getting the word out. So God bless you. Have a great day.